Welcome to the Vault XL. You're now listening to Sunday Mischief. Why is Savannah Chrisley dating Robert Shiver? For those of you who are not following this story pertaining to Robert Shiver out of Georgia, his wife has been accused of plotting his murder with her boyfriend and his associate from the Bahamas. She's expected to go to trial, his wife, next year. Did she plot a murder? Is the evidence on the cell phone of the boyfriend accurate, truthful information? Was it just a joke? What's the truth? But I'm not here this evening to discuss that case. I'm here to discuss what in the hell would possess Miss Savannah from the reality TV show, The Chrisleys, the show where she was with her family many moons ago, and she's also been in some movies, known as an actress, currently taking care of her 17-year-old brother and 11-year-old niece because her parents are incarcerated. I'm trying to figure out what in the hell is she doing dating this guy who's embroiled in custody battle, divorce battle, and also a murder plot against his life. Why in the hell is she dating him? I'm curious. That's the subject for this evening. Thank you for joining me. If you'd like to donate to this great network, $Big Angie 129 Cash App. Stickers and chats are always welcome during the live stream. Before I get into that commentary, I'm going to go to my community board and ask you a few questions and see if anyone has responded to the questions on my community page. Thank you so much. Did someone send Savannah Chrisley a photo of her dad sleeping plus extortion amount to keep him safe in prison? So far, no votes. Do you believe Todd Chrisley's prison allegations? 50% says yes, 50% says not sure, 2 votes. Do you think Todd Chrisley's life is in danger inside of prison? 100% says yes, 2 votes. Prayers for the 6 killed in the tornado that has touched down in Tennessee. We've had severe weather in Northwest Tennessee and also Kentucky. The storm is progressing to the eastern seaboard, so please be careful and please stay aware of the weather. If you need to take cover or go to another jurisdiction, please do so if you can. Prayers to the family members of those who have perished. Court TV is the source of this information I'm about to play for you. This video is a bit winded. It's 32 minutes long, almost 33 minutes. I'm not going to play all of that commentary. I'm just going to play the part pertaining to Miss Savannah Chrisley, who is dating this Robert Shiver, who is seeking a divorce from his wife, custody of the children. It's a big hot mess, and I'm trying to figure out why is she involved in this drama. Let me say this, and I could be wrong, but there's something off with her, because it wasn't even a day or two ago I'm listening to commentary of her talking to News Nation that she's a single parent, taking care of her 17-year-old brother and 11-year-old niece. And then I watched this court TV segment pertaining to the Shivers and this plot to kill him by the wife and her boyfriend and his friend. And her name pops up during the commentary. So I thought, what the hell is this? What the hell is she doing? So in this commentary with Court TV, she's telling the world what type of person she is and what she would not normally do as far as dating a married man, blah, blah, blah. And I said, hot damn. Excuse my language. 1 minute you're talking to News Nation about being a single parent and having to take care of a niece and a brother because your parents are incarcerated for fraud, tax evasion, so on and so forth. And then the next minute, you all the way over here on a segment for Court TV, tangled up with this guy, which makes no sense because it's like, if you're crying and moaning about being a single parent, why would you want a man who has 3 children already in tow? Stay woke, everybody. So what you trying to do? Mesh the 2 you got with his 3? I don't understand that. A young woman under the age of 30, I believe she's 26 years of age. Why would she want to be involved with this man in his late 30s? I believe he's 38, Mr. Shiver. Embroiled in this TV ass drama, lifetime drama with his wife and these young men from the Bahamas in a murder plot. has 3 children to take care of, to be responsible for. You have a 17-year-old and an 11-year-old you're taking care of. What is the point? I'll wait. Let's get down to business, everybody. Court TV is the source. We're going to go 9 minutes, 57 seconds to this segment of Court TV. If you need verification, it's in the YouTube queue and also my community page. Thank you for joining me.
All right, so no word yet whether or not she's going to see them over the holidays, but we do know that she's really hoping to change her release requirements. Right now, she's required that 8 p.m. curfew, not allowed to leave the country. She's hoping to change that because she wants to visit her children in the United States, Vinny.
And that's a tough thing, right? Because she could come back, go to the United States, and then sort of like disappear into the wind. So I'm sure the folks down in the Bahamas are aware of the fact that she has access to some money, and you don't want to let her go necessarily because then you've got to get her back to stand trial for all of this. So how do we know how that arrangement is working out with the kids now, like where they are, and is there any way that she could potentially see them?
Well, she's really hoping, and, that's the only thing that she said to me outside of court when I asked her, do you have a message for the kids? She just kind of looked down and said, it's been tough. It's been hard. And what we understand through our sourcing is that Lindsay, by all accounts, was planning to visit with her children through her mother. Her mom was going to help facilitate those visits here on the island and help bring her kids here. But that hasn't happened. Right now, the kids, all 3 boys, are with her husband, Robert Shiver, and he's been spending time with his new girlfriend. That's Savannah Chrisley from Chrisley Knows Best. And she actually talked about their arrangement and about their relationship on her podcast. Take a listen.
I spilled the beans and was like, yeah, I'm dating someone who their wife tried to murder them. It's such a complex situation of someone that, yes, filed for divorce in the first half of the year. I would never date a actively married person. I want to make that very clear. My whole situation has given me so much respect for single dads because also I'm seeing it firsthand.
And so when it came to her relationship, Robert's new relationship with his new girlfriend, Savannah Chrisley, I tried to get a reaction from Lindsay on that new point. And here's that interaction. Any reaction to Robert and Savannah?
This is Miss Shiver walking into court in the Bahamas with her attorneys, and you have a reporter asking her how does she feel about her husband dating Savannah Chrisley. She's looking down. She does not respond. What is she supposed to say? Think about what you're asking now. This is a woman that's allegedly messing with an 18-year-old and messing with this young guy that's almost 30. She's about, 36 years of age. She likes him younger than her. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not a hater. But when you talk about plot and murder, that's a whole different ball game than robbing the cradle. Shut your mouth. Oh, Lordy, where is Lifetime when you need them?
Savannah? So no comment from Lindsay Shiver, but I found it very interesting that Savannah Chrisley was following all the developments today online as we were posting them. She was watching our coverage. How do I know this? Well, I was posting updates on social media. I don't follow Savannah Chrisley, and I noticed that she was actually viewing all of my stories that I was posting about Lindsay today.
That's fascinating. Now, Robert wasn't there. Was he the alleged victim in all of this?
I can't say.
No, we haven't seen him, and by all accounts, he still has the children, and he plans on spending the next couple holidays with them and with his new girlfriend. We know that they spent Thanksgiving together.
Now he has, right? So is she? Do we know if she's staying at their vacation home or if she's staying somewhere else? How does all that work?
So there were reports that she had been robbed. Remember, she was moved over to Cable Beach. She had a rented unit there. It was a gated community, but then there were the reports that she had been robbed. So she went to local authorities here last week, and she asked for a change in her bail, a change of address, and that was granted. So now that's what she's hoping for, is another change come next week on the 13th, when she's supposed to be back in this courthouse, and asking to be able to travel to the United States. But what we do know is the other big bombshell today is that this is moving quickly to trial. Come next year, March 4th through 8th. That is the trial date, Vinny, for all three.
That's fast. That is fast. And it looks like a 1 week trial is what they're, and it sounds like a 1 week trial. I think that's what it would be here in the United States. It's not terribly complicated, I don't think, unless there's more that we don't know about. How about in court? How did they appear in court? Was there any sort of interaction among the defendants, including the two lovers? How did all that play out?
That was really interesting, and that's something that we were paying close attention to, because remember when we were here, when they were asking for her to be released from Fox Hill Prison when she was still in handcuffs, the other two, her boyfriend and the alleged hitman, they had already received bail. So they had their ankle monitors and they were wearing suits in court. And Lindsay had brushed up against her boyfriend. They were whispering, they were giggling, almost like high schoolers. And it was quite inappropriate for court, right? We don't usually see that. Again, no cameras in there, but they're also not supposed to speak with one another as co-defendants, and they were quite a bit in July. Today, it was very different. Lindsay and the co-defendants really talking to their attorneys. There was a little bit of whispering, a little bit of glancing at each other, but you had the alleged hitman in between Lindsay and her boyfriend the whole time. And then you heard my interaction, asking them if they still love each other. We can play that. Lindsay, are you guys still in love? Do you still love Lindsay?
I can't.
So the alleged hitman at Newbold sitting in between the two lovebirds. So maybe, wow. Vinny, this is trouble in paradise. A
little bit of trouble. Okay. This is fascinating stuff. And
I'm going to stop right there at 16 minutes. 16 minutes are left in this commentary. Please go to the YouTube Q, my community page, to check out the rest of this video, because I'm not here to basically discuss the shenanigans between Mr. Robert and Lindsay. I'm here to ask Savannah, what the hell is wrong with you? Because what I have to say to myself, a reality TV star / actress / single parent decides to entangle herself with a man whose wife plotted to kill him. I want you all to just sit there and marinate on that. Reality TV star / actress / single parent, by fault of her parents going to prison, is now currently dating a guy whose wife and her boyfriend and friend were going to kill him, plot to kill him. Why in the world, girl, would you want this man? We hear that he's very well off. He works for an insurance company, has a private jet, has a $2 million home, $2 million plus home, filing for divorce from his wife back in April because of adultery. She claims that he abused her physically in front of the children. Do not know if there are any receipts. Do not know if she actually slept with another young man, old man, whomever. Wanted access to a jet that he declined to give her access. You'll see that on a body cam from the police going to the house. They had a disagreement. He was trying to take the children, I'm assuming, overseas, and she was wanting to fly over, and he's telling the cop, hey, she just wants to go see her boyfriend. So what I have to ask myself is, how long was she messing around with this black guy looks light-skinned, biracial, don't know. But nonetheless, how did these two get tangled up? Because this farce took place in July, 2 days before she was supposed to go to court for a hearing about the custody of the children and the divorce. So I find it strange, or shall I say ironic, you're supposed to go to court on the 18th, Miss Lindsay, and then you called to plot this murder of your husband on the 16th of July. And they are known to frequent the Bahamas, have a home there, wealthy family. His parents are wealthy. She married him, married her a guy with money. Do not know if she had a job. He feels as if she should be able to support herself. She has a degree in marketing from Auburn. They've been married a few years, several years, 11 years or 13 years or so. So how did this come to be? You're now listening to Sunday Mischief because this is ratchet, wealthy folks drama. Shut your mouth. Did she try to get somebody else to kill her husband? Number one. You will hear that commentary during this court TV segment. Did she try to get someone from the United States to murder her husband? Number one. How many people has she contacted to try to put a hit on her husband? How many people has she solicited in the Bahamas? How many affairs has she had? Does he have proof, Mr. Robert, of adulterous affairs? He feels like he does not owe her alimony, child support, or the house. These are the things she is requesting in the divorce. The house, the children, alimony, and child support. He wants full custody of the children. He wants her out of the house. He wants the house. She's out on bond. The two guys are out on bond, $20,000 bond each for the two guys. I believe her bond is $100,000. Go figure. Who bonded her out? Her parents? Her parents are paying for her nice stay in the Bahamas while she goes to trial. She's wearing ankle bracelets, has to check into the police department 3 times a week. I'm trying to remember everything by memory from reading, so I don't have to read all of it. Is she speaking to the boyfriend? They are pleading not guilty, all 3. Will they be represented during trial by the same attorney? So far, they have the same attorney. How is that going to work? Will somebody fold, run their mouth, tell the story? You see, this story came about because there was a break-in at the bar where the boyfriend worked. Phones were confiscated, and law enforcement found this murder for hire plot. And that is how the secret got out to the public. Mr. Robert Shiver, which I'm kind of stunned that they even contacted him to say, hey, by the way, we've got some guys down here in the Bahamas that are solicited by your wife to kill you. Damn. Imagine hearing that phone call. Now, he was already trying to get away from her in April, allegedly. Filed for divorce because of adultery. She denies it. Her counterclaim is that he has been abusing her physically. So, Robert, have you been abusing your wife? And now that I've given you the synopsis of this entanglement, Savannah, what the hell is wrong with you? Of all the dramas you can get yourself wired up into, sweetheart, all the men you can find with street drama, ghetto drama, ratchet drama, why the hell do you want a man that is legally married and trying to get sole custody of his children from this heifer that's down in the Bahamas, tied to a place by an ankle bracelet because she can't roam? Embassy has her passport. She's trying to get visitation to see her children. I'm sure that's going to be a problem because I won't doubt that he's already went to the court to tell the judge, I don't want her seeing my children because she tried to kill me. And I see a judge giving a restraining order against she. Miss Lindsay. So I'm trying to figure out, how did you two meet, Miss Savannah? Lord have mercy, the South is sure enough dirty. You lived in Georgia, he lived in Georgia, and you reached out to him, did you? Or did he reach out to you? And as you said in this commentary, I'm a single parent and I sympathize with him with being a single dad. Girl, if you don't get yourself together, you are 26 years of age. You should want more for yourself than getting tangled up with a 38-year-old man who has legal wranglings with a woman that tried to have him killed. He would be the last person I would be trying to get involved with. And I'm going to tell you why. Because one, you're not even 30 years of age. You're taking care of 2 children as we speak, and he has already 3 children in tow. So is this a ploy for attention or what? Or a new reality TV show? I'm just asking. Because Lord have mercy, wouldn't a network love to pick that storyline up? Ex-reality TV star / actress is dating a guy whose wife is trying to have him killed. See, you have to sometimes wonder about people who come forward with a story. Because as she told this entity, whomever it was, now let me tell you, I am not one to indulge in adultery. If I didn't know better, I would think you had been talking to Mr. Bill Clinton. And I like Bill Clinton. Shut your mouth. I did not sleep with that woman. I do not like sleeping with married men. Let me make that clear. But you are. This commentary says you all have spent Thanksgiving together. So I'm supposed to believe what? You just ate a little turkey, cranberry juice, sauce, and that was the end of the festivities. Hope you don't mind my southern drawl. I hate to be rude, and some of you think that I am, and that's okay, because I really don't care. I call it as I see it. My better half is telling me this is for attention, because I can't see in my right mind somebody taking in 2 kids, possibly didn't want to, but did it out of obligation, would want to get tangled up with a married man with 3 children. Shut up, Queen. Now, why would I want to do that? And it's not to say that she don't like kids. She like kids, but she's not even 30. She hasn't even lived. She's already obligated by taking care of her brother, 17, and a niece, 11, because her parents are incarcerated. So why in the hell would I think somebody at that age, 26, would want to go out here and get tangled up with a man with 3 children in a murder for hire plot? Just sounds off to me. Now, I could be wrong. She could have watched his story. Somehow they met. I doubt they met at the Piggly Wiggly. Stay woke, everybody. And she just fell head over heels. So I'm going to ask, because this is what the queen does. Savannah, darling, how did you meet Mr. Robert? I'll wait. And she has a podcast. I'll wait. And what the Court TV correspondent say, she's been following us. Y'all better wake up out there. I smell attention. What do you smell? Has a podcast. Been on a reality TV show. Been in a few little low-rate movies. Parents incarcerated. Father crying from the prison of injustices. And she's tangled up with a man who was wife plotted to kill him. Very wealthy man at that. Shut your mouth. Let me say it again. A wealthy man comes from wealth, has wealth. $2.5 million house, looks like 3-car garage from the video. I could be wrong. Not a bad looking fella. But then what did they say about money? It don't really matter how they look. Shut up, Angela. so long as the check clears. Checkmate. Now, some can say, now, Angela, now that's not nice. She might and he might actually like one another. Well, what I'm going to say is the obvious. How did the two meet? Because she left that part out in this commentary. She didn't say, oh, I was out dining one night in Atlanta or, Marietta or wherever. And he walked in the restaurant and we locked the eyes. And he came over to my table or the bar and said, how are you, Miss Lady? And I replied, I'm doing great. How are you? How much you want to bet she reached out to him through IG, Twitter, now known as X, Facebook or something, and put her bid in? Hi, my name is Savannah. I'm Mr. Chrisley's daughter. Don't mind that my parents are incarcerated. I have nothing to do with what they did, but I have seen your story on the news and I feel so very, very sorry for you, sir. And the rest is history. Now, we are not supposed to group people in boxes because of what their relatives do. But do you want to date this girl who's on a reality TV show / actress? Parents are locked up for fraud. Don't know if she knew what they were doing or didn't know. I'm just saying, why would you want to date her? I'm just saying, not to be nasty. I'm just curious. I smell bullshit. What you say? As the the judge would say, what say you? Anybody out there listening? Because I don't hear nobody talking back to the queen. Slow motion this Sunday evening. You hear the commentary, or let me say the reporter asked Miss Lindsay, why she coming up out that good courthouse, how do you feel about your husband dating Savannah? She did not reply. What is she supposed to say? I think she has bigger fish to fry than worried about who he's screwing. Look, I'm trying to get the hell off this island. I'm trying to get this damn ankle bracelet off my ankle. I'm trying to get to dry land, Georgia. You probably, let me say something. She probably want to say something, but will not say anything. She's probably thinking, I'll be damned. I've been locked up down here in these island jail, got freed, mom and daddy made my bail, blah, blah, blah. And he then went and got a reality TV star. Shut your mouth. And you know what he said? What's good for the goose? If this ain't reality TV that I'm repeating, just think about what I just said. Reality TV star / actress gets custody of children because her parents are incarcerated. And she goes and finds a man wrapped up in a Lifetime movie plot to be murdered by his wife and her boyfriend and his friend. I'll wait. And you gonna tell me she really like a he and he really like a she. They in love. They spent Thanksgiving together. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna check out of here. Robert, you might need to be careful, sweetheart, because you met Lindsay while you were in Alabama many moons ago, and somewhere down the line you thought it was love, and somewhere down the line things went awry. And it is not to say that Miss Savannah would hurt you, lie to you, deceive you, use you, or try to have you killed 2 times. But I think right now, due to the fact that you've been married 13 years to Miss Lindsay Shiver, you might want to consider being single. And I understand you are a man, you have needs and desires. But sometimes it's best not to think with the little head, if you understand what I'm saying. Best you keep your head on your shoulders and look straight ahead and focus on raising your 3 children and getting out that divorce from your wife. Now, I find it interesting that you don't want to pay your wife alimony child support. Is that because you found out she was cheating on you, sir, back in the spring? And who was that she was cheating with? I heard something about an 18-year-old during this court TV segment. I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know what happened with your wife, how you two became so separated. But it's sad because you two have been together a little spell. But nor do I recommend people being together to save face, just to have a warm bed, nice house. And you seem to be living quite well down there in Georgia, better than most. And that's probably why she hung on, because you were well off. You afforded her a lovely lifestyle. I hear that she said she accrued a lot of debt during the marriage, and you should pay for that. So now we got to ask, are you a party to the debt? Are the credit cards in your name, the credit in your name? Or did she accrue debt without your knowledge? Sign your name on paperwork, loans, credit cards without your knowledge, sir. Because if you didn't okay it, that means she's an honorary son of a something, and she was just living high off the hog because she could. She won't be the first. She won't be the last. This is a sad story because I see this a lot in life. People dating, marrying. They look happy. They seem happy. You will hear that mentioned during the court TV segment. She's posting, the IG photographs of her trips to the Bahamas, here, there, pictures of the family, and they seem happy. But see, that's the point of a photograph. It's just that, a photograph. Does not mean a person wasn't angry before they took the picture or became angry after the picture or felt some type of right feelings during the photograph. Many people will say, I didn't know anything. I didn't hear anything. I didn't know they were having problems. I didn't know he beat her allegedly. She beat him. He drank, blah, blah, blah. He was abusive. Of course not, because if they're putting on a show for the public, why would I want to let you know that I'm beating my wife? Why would I want you to know I'm cheating on her? She's cheating on me, so on and so forth. I have an image to maintain. And perhaps that's what was going on with this couple. They were pretending to be happy, putting on a brave front for their family, friends, the community, social media, but they were not happy. And what you always have to ask yourself about a person that partakes in relationships with young people, there's something terribly, terribly wrong. Because if this grown-ass woman was slumbering around with an 18-year-old, he may have been grown, but 9 times out of 10, the 18-year-old was still wet behind the ears. What the hell is wrong with her? Why are you messing around with a kid? Because the mind is still childlike. That's why you hear of the commentary of her saying, allegedly, I accrued debt while I was with him and he needs to pay for it. Because she feels entitled. And by law, she is entitled because she was married to him. But the husband feels like, well, she's educated, has a degree. She make her own damn money. But see, where she messed up, and listen to me very carefully, Miss Lindsay, because I'm definitely talking to you. Where you messed up was messing around, if it's true, and then calling on these young men from the islands to try to kill your husband. You're not very bright. Because you don't ever talk on cell phones or text through cell phones. And the WhatsApp's supposed to be a secure app. But ding, 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 ding. There was a burglary at that bar where your boyfriend worked. So their phones were confiscated as to see if perhaps these people were involved. And that's when they found the information of the murder plot. So imagine that. Imagine had there was no burglary at this bar, the murder plot could have went forward. My. But nonetheless, it didn't, because God wanted the truth out. And I'm sure Mr. Shiver is very grateful to the authorities from the Bahamas to notify him of the plot. And probably very grateful for the burglary at the bar where his wife's boyfriend worked. Amen. The point I'm trying to make is that you don't know people. That photographs, pics are just that. There's a lot going on behind the scene of a photograph. We smile for the camera, but maybe we're not feeling really, really good that day. We're not happy that day, but we put on. We smile for the photograph with pictures of our family, friends, but we really don't like our spouse, but we put on. Possibly that's what has been going on with these two. For how long? I do not know. Affairs of both? I do not know. How many? I do not know. Did she solicit other people to kill her husband? I do not know. But I do believe these two have been role playing for a while. And this Lindsay Shiver was finally caught by Mr. Robert Shiver, her husband. He filed for divorce. See, love doesn't last always, nor does loyalty. See, how you start is not always how you finish. And I think most of you know this just from living yourself. You can put in your head all these great ideas of where you're trying to go navigating the world, where you see yourself, where you want to be. And God knows you can get close to that goals. And then poof, something happens. And then things start to go awry. And as I said, I see this a lot of people in pictures, photographs, hugging, kissing, talking. Oh, this is my husband, my wife, my whatever, baby daddy, we love each other. And then you start hearing little things that don't sound too good. And then the first thing you think back to is that video you saw where they appeared happy, the pictures where they appeared happy. And you're saying, well, what's this all about? Because things change. People put up fronts every day, pretending that they're happy, not telling the whole story. Half the story, a little bit of the story, fabricating to save face, to be liked, to be accepted. And this lady has a lot to lose. And that's why she should have thought about all of that if indeed she was having an affair before she met this guy in the Bahamas. Because I don't really know the gist of how many people she has been entangled with. But allegedly, he found out that she was with somebody. I'm assuming it was before this guy that's in the Bahamas. So that ain't good. And she's living this exuberant life that many of us would love to have. Nice home, nice cars, private jet, private home in the islands. But that wasn't enough. And it's not to say that he wasn't abusing her physically, mentally, verbally. Could be just a mean old guy. I don't know. I don't know him. But it doesn't look good on the part of Miss Lindsay Shiver to be allegedly messing around with an 18-year-old and then tangled up with this one guy that's almost 30 years of age. Doesn't look good, don't sound good. And that shows a pattern if indeed she's messed around more than once. That shows cause. And he has a case. Because if he can prove that she's been canoodling around with different men in Georgia, anywhere else in the United States, plus this guy in the Bahamas, he has a damn good case. Then he comes from money, and money talks. He's affluent, has a decent career, job. He has an image to maintain. And we know how it goes in the court system with people who have money and they live well and they come from wealth. It reigns supreme. Sometimes. He could easily get custody of his children and get a divorce because you're locked up. You are not very bright, Miss Lindsay. That's where you messed up. Plotting to kill your husband. Not thinking it was going to get back to him. And it did. Because it was wrong. Even if he was a dirty son of a something. You should have left him. File for divorce. File for custody of the children. Ask to remain in the house. And ask for alimony. That's all you had to do. But no, you have to go into the abyss to try to get the man dead. And that's where you messed up. And I'm sure you are reaping right now over there in the islands saying, why in the world did I do this? How in the world did I get caught? Well, you got caught because you were doing wrong. That's just the way it is. Because there are many people who realize the relationships are not whole, they're not wholesome, they're not thriving, they're not real. And they bow out. That's the adult thing to do. You behaved as a child. You've probably been coddled most of your life, spoiled, enabled. Because the fact that you're living on an island in another place, you're hearing this commentary through court TV that the place where you were living was robbed. So you had to go before the court to try to let them know you had to move and find another place. Lest you know, you have some very nice parents. And a lot of us don't have that backup plan. Parents to bail us out. Parents to pay our rent in a whole different jurisdiction, country, because we're standing trial for a plot to kill our damn husband. You're spoiled. Because the first thing I said to myself when I heard you were staying somewhere, I said, who's paying the rent there? Your damn parents. So that means your parents have to be well off. Or they went and got a loan to try to sustain you. And frankly, I wouldn't have done it. Your ass would have stayed in that jail until trial. Dirty husband or not. Then you got the audacity to say you want to get back to the States to see your husband. You think a judge is going to let you see them children? No, ma'am. As for Savannah, Chrisley, why you want to get tangled up in this nonsense is beyond me. You have just dealt with your parents being sentenced to go to prison. Your father is receiving a 10-year sentence. Your mother has received a 5-year sentence. They have been shamed from their greediness. You're having to take care of a 17-year-old brother and an 11-year-old niece. And the only thing you can think to do is go to News Nation crying about what's going on in the prison with your father, blah, blah, blah. You're a single parent. And then poof, oh, by the way, Oh, let me tell you this part. I'm also entangled with a married man who his wife tried to have him killed. Does that make any type of damn sense? Now, we all fall short of the glory and make terrible mistakes in choosing mates, but lady, come on. I know it's a male shortage out here, but you want me to believe there were no viable men you could date in the state of Georgia, single, well off, no children, and ain't embroiled in no damn court TV damn drama. Come on now. Why would you want a man that's embroiled in this? I don't understand. Then he has children. You just got through crying to Banfield that you got 2 kids to take care of, but you want to go hook up with this man and he got 3. So you want a family that's already ready-made. And you don't got no kids of your damn own. I'm trying to understand what the hell is going on. You want a ready-made family at 26. This is the time where you should be trying to live your best life. You're currently taking care of 2 kids. And you want to get with a man that's got 3 small children. Help me understand, because I'm confused. I'm a single parent. That's why it's contradictory for you to be dating a man with 3 children. You can't go to News Nation and cry you're taking care of 2 kids because your parents are incarcerated, but now you're dating this man that's got 3 kids and he's still legally married to his crazy ass wife. I think you're doing the most. I think you're doing what a lot of people do who have been on reality TV. They're looking for the new hook for people to talk, to get a new deal on a TV show, a book, a podcast, or something. And the fact that you have a podcast tells me everything I need to know. Like you said, oops, I slipped it out. Yeah, I'm dating Mr. Robert Shiver. You didn't slip that out. You gladly told everybody you were dating him. Because you knew people would talk. What? She dating who? That man whose wife tried to have him killed? Yeah, that one. Girl, you need to get it together. That man has a lot going on. He has 3 children to try to rear and raise. 9 times out of 10, he will get custody of his children. His wife is incarcerated. She's not going to probably go to trial until March. So by now, I won't doubt a judge would give him full custody and a quick divorce. And the woman probably won't even get rights to see her children because of the allegations against her. But she might get a lenient judge that says, well, let's wait to see what 12 members of a jury will decide. But you, my friend, you don't have anything to do with that. That's grown folks' business on 15th Street that don't concern you. And really, you shouldn't even want to be wrapped up in that type of damn drama. Because those children are probably traumatized. They probably miss their mother, despite this BS going on between she and the father, the gossiping and the rumors. Why would you want to be immersed in that? I don't understand. I can see down the road you met Robert after the trial is over, after the decision has been made by 12 members of a jury in the Bahamas. Her fate has been handed to her. He's settling into whatever decision was granted by the 12 members of a jury. But you met this man, God knows when, I do not know. You've been dating him for some time, be it a month, 2, 3, I'm not really sure. Because all this shit jumped off in July, August. And now they say you spent Thanksgiving with them, which is November. So I'm trying to understand, when did you meet him? How did you meet him? And why are you dating him? And I'm looking at him as the same. Why are you wanting to date a reality TV star when you got all this drama going on with your wife who's in the news? Make it make sense. So both of you are questionable. How about that? Not just Miss Savannah Chrisley, but Mr. Robert Shiver as well. Where is your mindset, sir? Ma'am? Are you both doing this for attention? Keep your names circling in the Sun and the Daily Beast and the Daily Mail. I'm just curious. Because we've learned this about people in reality TV. They will do and say anything just to keep their names relevant. And that's a terrible thing. That you would think so little of yourself to immerse yourself in fucking drama just to keep your name out there. And it'll be a shame to find out that both of you are doing this to remain relevant. That's my commentary, everybody. I'm going to go back to my community page and see if some more people have answered the questions that I have put up here. Court TV has the latest story pertaining to Lindsay Shiver, the woman who has plotted against her husband with her boyfriend from the Bahamas to have him murdered. She's to go to court, I believe, the 13th of December, which that will be this week. And the trial is to start in the month of March. Once again, did someone send Savannah Chrisley a photo of her dad sleeping an extortion amount to keep him safe in prison? 33% of you said yes. 67% of you said no. 0% not sure. Do you believe Todd Chrisley's prison allegations? 30% yes. 40% no. 30% not sure. Do you think Todd Chrisley's life is in danger inside prison? 70% said yes. 30% said no. Rebecca Taylor has commented, any high-profile inmate or celebrity, along with anyone with crimes against children, are always a huge target in prison. Probably depends a lot on what level of security the prison Todd is in plays a factor. If it houses nonviolent offenders, only then he might not be in any danger, but an offender might turn violent if there's something to gain by attacking him. I don't know about the prison Todd is housed at as far as what level of security it is. I would bet that Todd tries to stay away from other inmates because he's not the fighting type and don't think he would fare well in a fight with my grandma. That is from Rebecca Taylor, 1432. Well, somebody's been talking to him, so he's been getting a 411 in there. Once again, prayers for those who perished in the tornado that touched down here in Tennessee. So far, the information from WHAS 17 hours ago, 6 people have passed away and dozens injured. And that storm also touched down in Kentucky. There was also a shooting in Vegas a day ago. ABC 7 is the source. A man who had been applying for professorship at colleges had been turned down many times and decided to go on a rampage and shoot professors at UNLV. And I believe 3 have perished from that shooting. Last night on CBS, there was a 48-hour special pertaining to Andreen McDonald. And it's a very interesting storyline. I recommend you check it out if you can. It may take a few days for it to upload in the queue of the YouTube queue by CBS, but it's 48 hours and it is a very good story. My mind was blown after watching it because naturally I was assuming the husband was the dirty bugger that was cheating, this and that, but it was not from what was revealed during the commentary. Please check out 48 Hours pertaining to the death of millionaire Andreen McDonald. Very good episode. And also when you go to News Nation, you will see an interview with Savannah Chrisley talking about being a single parent since the incarceration of her parents. I went live yesterday and did a 3-part live pertaining to gift card fraud. 2 Texas church members spoke to the news about buying cards that were hoodwinked and bamboozled. There was no money on the cards. They had gotten spent. I also talked about Casey Anthony. Allegedly, Banfield says there's a new witness that has information that defutes rebuttal her defense. I don't really know what that's about. But anyway, that was my commentary from yesterday. And I also talked about Todd Chrisley's allegations of being mistreated in prison, photograph being sent to his daughter Savannah for extortion money of $2,600 to keep him safe, bad food, outdated food, rats, cats, dead cats, the men not getting enough food. He can't buy what he needs from commissary. The warden is, I think, profiling him. I don't know. You're entitled to believe what you want to believe. But as I said before in that commentary yesterday, some people may say, well, Todd, this is what happens when you go to prison, when you go to jail. You're not supposed to have any rights. So who cares that you're not getting enough food? Who cares that the prison isn't up to date with amenities and whatever the issue is? Not enough food, outdated food, not letting you buy what you want on the commissary. You chose that. You decided to defraud the government, taking out loans that you could not afford, tax evasion, so on and so forth. So you were greedy, you and your wife. Who cares? And I'm sure a lot of people may feel like that. Tort inmates, you chose this by breaking the law. So whatever happens to you in jail, that's on you. Whatever happens to you in prison, that's on you. You're entitled to your opinion. But that was the lie from yesterday, everybody. But I do find it very strange this girl, Savannah Chrisley, is dating this Mr. Robert Shiver. I cannot understand anybody who would want to, at this young age, taking care of 2 children, want to get involved with a man with 3 children, embroiled in a true crime case, a murder for hire plot, still legally married, mind you. The law says you're married, he's still married. So for you to go on this interview and say, I'm not that type, but you are that type because you are dating him. My understanding, he's not divorced from Lindsay Shiver. So it doesn't matter that he filed for divorce. April, February, January, June, he is still legally married. The law says he's married and the Bible says he's married. And you are living in the Bible Belt. Not that your parents cared about what the Bible says because they were defrauding the banks and stealing and doing all this old type of crazy nonsense to live high off the hog. But anyway, anywho, I would have never said that. I'm not the type to date a married man, but you are dating a married man. So nobody's going to really care if they believe in the Bible. He is married. And the one thing about being married is that even if you file for divorce, you have the right to change your mind. Because in all, that is still your wife, still your husband. So if you file today, you have the right to change your mind tomorrow, 2 weeks from now, 5 months from now, because that is your spouse. Doesn't matter what you complained about, told the world, oh, it's bad, it's a bad situation. We don't get along, we're this, we're that, we're fighting, we're fussing, it's abusive. Whatever the allegations are, you're still legally married. And a lot of people don't get that. They get themselves immersed in relationships with people who have filed for divorce, living separately, still living in the same house. It's no good. And that's one thing that was also mentioned about the Shivers. They were still living in the house when he filed for divorce from his wife in April of this year. She filed the next day after he filed, allegedly. So they still were living in the same house. Who's to say they weren't still having sex with one another? So you have to think about all those type of things when you get yourself immersed in relationships with people who say, oh, the relationship's over, we filed for divorce. But yet they're still living in the same damn house. I don't think I would want to be with somebody, one, they're still married and they still live in the house with their spouse. The only difference with this situation is that Lindsay's over in the Bahamas. Whether he wants her or she don't want him, they are still married, Savannah. And he has to wait until a judge gives him the stamp on the paper to say, sir, you're no longer married to Lindsay Shiver. And as I said, you being 26 years of age, a young woman, you haven't really lived. Why in the world would you take on this relationship with a man and this murder plot business, 3 small children, and then you have 2 children of your own that are not your own kids. Why would you want to sign yourself up for that? I don't understand. I'm confused. Thank you all so much for joining me. God bless all of you. If you'd like to donate to this great network, $Bianchi 129 Cash App, stickers and checks are always welcome during the live stream. Check my community board for said updates to stories, breaking news. Take the polls, be heard, voice your opinion. I will be back with more stimulating conversation and commentary. Have a wonderful week. Be aware of your surroundings. It is the holidays, so please be careful while out shopping. Take somebody with you if you're going to do night shopping. Don't leave items out on the seat. Put all your parcels in your trunk. And do not leave boxes outside where people can see what you have purchased. And beware of what you post to social media. Thank you all so much for joining me. Hello, Trio Girl. Thank you for joining me. God bless all of you. Once again, happy shopping, everybody. Happy holidays. Please be safe. You have been listening to The Vault. Exhale.